but we heard her. Oh! So today we're out in the barn. Our project for today is another thing we have no experience with whatsoever. And that is we are going to train our goats, or attempt to train our goats, on an electric wire with the thought of making a paddock outside so they can run around. They're kind of trapped in their pen right now for a large portion of their lives. It's just not something we want to do. So, did a bunch of research, watched some videos, read a bunch of stuff online about how to install this fence, and we're going to install the fence inside of their pen and train them on there until, as long as it takes me to build their pen outside. So going through the materials we picked up to do this, we picked up this American Farm Works electric fence controller charger, and we tried to overkill it. So it's a 120-mile fence with 6.7 joule output. So I think it's way more than we need, actually, especially just to train them in a small pen. But we figured instead of going back and regretting not getting the bigger charger, we just went ahead and got the biggest one they had. Got the grounding rod clamp. We've got a 6-foot copper grounding rod, a bunch of T-post insulators, and what we're going to be doing today too is reusing some horse tape insulators that were outside on the fence. So these are the guys we're dealing with today. We've got Dilly Dilly, we got Peekaboo, and we're going to set up an electric fence. We're going to take it down this wall. I'm going to drive a T-post in over there in that corner and drive a T-post just past that window. So we're not going to electrify the whole thing because they have that old horse feeder there in the corner that they love jumping on, and I don't want to take that away from them. They jump up there to sleep, to hang out. That's how Peekaboo got her name, looking out of the pen. So we're going to have like 2.5 walls of electric fence, and hopefully that's enough for them to get a shock or two and learn to respect the wire. So the thought was we're going to mount the Energizer right here in this corner, which is right here next to electric. I'm going to run the wire down this board, down and straight down this wall. From here, I'm going to make the turn, come over to a T-post I'm going to mount in this corner, over to a T-post I'm going to stick here. So we'll have a pretty good majority of the paddock, with hot wire all around it. I'm going to leave their feeder there, and I'm just going to move the wire up. I'm going to put it about, 18 inches high, but then I'm going to come and move it up and around the feeder so they don't have to contend with that while they're eating. And we'll see how this goes. They're happy now because they get to run around in the barn, and Peekaboo gets to jump up on my workbench and mess everything up. So what we got for the job is red brand 14 gauge galvanized electric wire as it unravels. The reason we got this is because we don't know what we're doing, and went to Tractor Supply and it was on sale there, so that's what we got. Poly wire would probably be a little easier to work with, but we're gonna do the best of what we got. So my thought is I'm gonna start with the bottom insulator there, bring it across, circle the whole area that we're electrifying, move it up, circle back around on the second insulator, back up here to this board, straight down to our Energizer. So I put on the insulators, T-post insulators. So they're fairly easy to put on. And really just eyeballing it. And no, I don't have a roller, so that's the way we're doing it for right now. We're gonna take it up to this T-post, move it up, send it back down the line. So we're pretty close here to getting this thing powered up. So just to kind of recap, because I had to make a few adjustments. So I'm coming here with insulators to our corner where I ran the wire down along this wall. And what I did is I put in these step-in posts to pull it away from the wall a little bit because it was touching. We have their feeder here, so what I'm going to do is just not feed them in here for a little while. I'll feed them in another bucket. Another step-in post. I made the turn. Got a T-post here and a T-post there. And hopefully this will be enough for them to have some experience with the wire and learn to respect the wire. So we're gonna put our 6-foot copper grounding wire as deep into that corner right there next to our electricity as possible. Keep it out of the way. Now our barn has a dirt floor, so I'm hoping that that's enough to get a good ground. Because I have a feeling once this thing's in the ground, it's in there forever. So just use the post hole. So, grounding rod clip looks fairly self-explanatory. Don't think I can screw this up. So let's take a look at our energizer. All right. Maybe we should have opened this before we started. It's talking about the correct grounding procedures. So this is saying that I need to have 3 6-foot grounding rods 10 feet apart for the ground. We're gonna try it with 1 because that's what I got. If it doesn't work, I'll have to add more grounding rods. So it seems simple enough. A little concerned about the ground. They wanted me to have 3 6-foot grounding rods. I don't know if that has to do with the power of the Energizer or not. I think that's kind of something they should have on the outside of the package, so when you go to get your fence, you know how many grounding rods to get. So here's what we have, and this does not look very pretty, but we have our ground going down to our grounding rod. It says we should have 3. We only have 1. And the fence coming here, I'll set that up better with insulators as I get them around. Coming into the pen, nothing is touching a wall, the ground that I can see. So it is the moment of truth to see if Peekaboo and Dilly get a shock and get trained to this fence. And it's killing me to do it because I know it's not going to be a pleasant, but it has to be done so we can get these guys outside. It's mid-January, but spring is approaching quick. They've got to get outside. Well, our first shock was on Dilly, the little black and white one. It was not on camera. I guess I had it grounded near the Energizer. But we heard her Oh! Sorry, Peaks. I'm sorry, buddy. That could not have felt good. So we're here and the Energizer is running. I'm gonna clean all this up. It's just not well organized here, but our ground is working. We got our cable, and as you've seen, we've had a successful couple of shocks. We've left them in here, and they're definitely staying away from it. So the hope is here we can set up an electric fence outside, keep the goats in, have them graze around a little bit and not be stuck in this little box their whole life. We'll see how that works. So I want to get to work on the outside pen, and we'll keep you updated on how it goes. So thanks for checking out the video. We'll see you next time. Bye.